It's official, the NRL and its clubs have proven once and for all that they have sold their souls. When the Brisbane Broncos confirmed Matt Lodge's 3-year stint out of the NRL was over after signing a car-trade $85,000 deal with the club, they confirmed what many of us have expected for years: there's not much a club, coach or management won't overlook in a bid to win an NRL premiership. After months of discussions and behind-the-scenes work at Red Hill, initial plans for retirement have been shelved by the 22-year-old, who will now attempt to resurrect a once promising NRL career and put behind him a string of horrifying and despicable incidents. Threats in the name of a friend. He wrote about Matthew Lodge's bid for redemption in March this year, and in that piece I questioned his right for the game of rugby league to provide him with the platform and public space to live out a bid for yet another chance. In the wake of publishing that piece, it quickly became the first piece I wrote that attracted a significant amount of backlash from friends and family of Lodge. I received a handful of messages across social media platforms. Some simply told me he was a changed man and deserved another chance, but another few threatened physical violence to me for having the temerity to suggest a man with his sordid history should be handed yet another lifeline by the game. Despite the fact Lodge came through the Penrith system at a time when I knew plenty of the young guys involved, it never had much to do with him, and I freely admit that my opinion of the man is drawn from his public misdeeds and the opinion of others who I know well enough to trust. To a man, most people agree Matthew Lodge has the football talent to be a star at NRL level. To most in the modern game, that's all that matters. If you're good enough, you'll get all the chances in the world. The Broncos themselves have handed lifelines to more than one bad boy in the past, as have most clubs in the league, and that is the crux of the modern game. Clubs are willing to put up with more and more from misbehaving players if they offer something between the white lines. If you're good enough, there's always another last chance in itself. That clubs will hand second, third, fourth or fifth chances to talented players is not a revelatory statement. Rugby league is a business, and business is always better when you're winning football games. In a tightly salary-capped league like the NRL, any extra advantage a club can get by bringing in players sacked by other clubs on the cheap will always be an attractive option. I'm not sure whether Michael Lewis' famous book Moneyball ever had a passage on snapping up players with attitude and aggression problems on the cheap, but the whole idea fits perfectly with that concept so well employed in baseball. When a player tears through a number of clubs, sacked by each for misbehavior, their price goes down and it becomes a game of weighing up the issues and baggage that come with a player against their declining price tag. At some point, the downside of dealing with Matt Lodge and the baggage he comes with took a backseat to the cheap investment they would need to make to bring him to the club. I hope Lodge has grown up. It's not so long ago that Matthew Lodge was on the verge of declaring bankruptcy in the wake. Opportunities he would have liked, but said he still felt the intensity of a fast-paced encounter. The ball I did have was very physical, so I'm pretty sore, even though I didn't touch the ball as much as I might have liked. When I did, the boys were really getting into it. Xavier confirmed he was planning to play the Barbarians' next match against Tonga in Limerick on November 10. Stuff.